Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Legend of Wrestling. From St. Petersburg, Florida, weighing 231 pounds, I give you Barry Horowitz. Barry Horowitz debuted in the WWE when was called WWF under the name Barry Hart on October 13, 1981 on Championship Wrestling, the TV show, when he lost a match against Angelo Mosca. On January 6, 1982, in the TV show WWF All-Star Wrestling, Barry lost a match against Greg the Hammer Valentine. On December 7, 1982, in the TV show Championship Wrestling, Barry lost a match against the super heavyweight Big John Studd. And speaking of Big John Studd, you can find a review on this channel, therefore subscribe. On May 12, 1983, in a live event in Lindenhurst, New York, Barry lost a match against Ivan Koloff. Later, Barry left the WWF. Barry Horowitz returns in the WWF on July 15, 1987, on Superstars of Wrestling when he lost a match against Jake the Snake Roberts. On August 5, 1987, on Wrestling Challenge, Barry Horowitz lost a match against Superstars Billy Graham. On September 16, 1987, in another episode of Wrestling Challenge, Barry Horowitz lost a match against The Rock, Don Muraco. On October 7, 1987, once again on Wrestling Challenge, Barry Horowitz lost a match against Axel Jim Duggan. On January 5, 1988, on WWF Superstars, Barry Horowitz lost a match against Macho Man Randy Savage. In another episode of Superstars of Wrestling on April 21, 1988, Barry Horowitz lost a match against the 400-pounder Bam Bam Bigelow. On WWF Superstars on August 3, 1988, Barry Horowitz lost a match against Paul Roma. On October 25, 1988, Barry Horowitz had the biggest match of his career on WWF Superstars, an Intercontinental Championship match against the Ultimate Warrior, but Barry Horowitz lost this title opportunity. On January 4, 1989, Barry Horowitz on Wrestling Challenge lost a match against Bret Menard. In another episode of Wrestling Challenge on January 25, 1989, Barry Horowitz lost a match against the Blue Blazer. On February 16, 1989, on Primetime Wrestling, Barry Horowitz lost a match against Elbow Jim. On August 8, 1989, on Superstars of Wrestling, Barry Horowitz lost a match against Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. On October 9, 1989, in a house show in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Barry Horowitz lost a match against the super heavyweight, the 384-pounder, Tugboat. On November 24, 1989, in a house show in Sacramento, California, Barry Horowitz lost a match against another super heavyweight, the 468-pounder, Earthquake. On February 4, 1990, in another house show in Indianapolis, Indiana, Barry Horowitz lost a match against Coco Beware. Later, Barry Horowitz left the WWF. He returns on October 21, 1991, in a house show in Fort Wayne, Indiana, in a tag team match, he teaming along with Brian Costello, and they lost a match against the Bushwhackers. On November 11, 1991, on Primetime Wrestling, Barry Horowitz had an Intercontinental Championship match against Bret Menard, but Horowitz lost his title opportunity. On December 2, 1991, Barry Horowitz lost a match on Wrestling Challenge against The Undertaker. On January 8, 1992, in another episode of Wrestling Challenge, Barry Horowitz lost a match against El Matador. In another episode of Wrestling Challenge, on January 27, 1992, Barry Horowitz lost a match against Tatanka. On March 10, 1992, on Primetime Wrestling, Barry Horowitz teaming with Kato, and they lost a tag team match against the two super heavyweight The Natural Disasters. On October 13, 1992 on Wrestling Challenge, Barry Horowitz lost a match against Max Moon. On March 9, 1993 in another episode of Wrestling Challenge, Barry Horowitz lost a match against Crush. On April 6, 1993 in another episode of Wrestling Challenge, Barry Horowitz lost a match against Typhoon. On August 16, 1993, on Monday Night Raw, Barry Horowitz teaming with Iron Mike Sharp, and they lost a tag team match against the Man on a Mission. On October 19, 1993, on Wrestling Challenge, Barry Horowitz had an Intercontinental Championship match against Razor Ramon, but Horowitz lost his title opportunity. On January 11, 1994, on Wrestling Challenge, Barry Horowitz lost a match against Thurman Sparky Plug. On February 2, 1994, in another episode of Wrestling Challenge, Barry Horowitz lost a match against Doink the Clown. On April 12, 1994, on Wrestling Challenge, Barry Horowitz lost another match against Fortune. On March 13, 1995, on Monday Night Raw, Barry Horowitz lost a match against Double J, Jeff Jarrett. On May 15, 1995, in another episode of Monday Night Raw, Barry Horowitz lost a match against the Supreme Fighting Machine, Kama. On June 5, 1995, Barry Horowitz started the biggest feud of his career against Skip of the Body Donnas, and on June 5, 1995, Barry Horowitz lost a match against Skip. But on June 28, 1995, on Wrestling Challenge, Barry Horowitz defeats Skip, and this is the first victory of Barry Horowitz's career. And because of this victory, Barry Horowitz goes against Skip in the first ever pay-per-view of his career, SummerSlam 1995. And on SummerSlam 1995, Barry Horowitz defeats Skip once again, the biggest victory of his career in his first pay-per-view career. On September 26, 1995, on WWF Superstars, Barry Horowitz lost a match against Dean Douglas. On October 15, 1995, in a house show in Utica, New York, Barry Horowitz lost a match against the super heavyweight, the biggest member of the Middle Corporation, King Kong Bundy. On Survivor Series 1995, Barry Horowitz was a part of a team called the Underdogs, a team composed by Horowitz, Bob Holly Sparkplug, Akushi and Marty Jannetty, and they lost a match against the Body Donnas, a team composed by Skip and Zip the Body Donnas, the Doctor of Desire Tom Pritchard, and Red Radford, with Sonny in their corner. And the Underdogs obviously lost this match, was a big loss for the Underdogs team. In 1996, Barry Horowitz was a part of a legendary edition of the Royal Rumble match. On January 23, 1996, Barry Horowitz on WWF Superstars lost a match against Hunter Hearst Helmsley. On March 10, 1996, on WWF Superstars, Barry Horowitz lost a match against Justin Hawk Bradshaw. On April 1, 1996, on Monday Night Raw, Barry Horowitz teaming with Aldo Montoya for a tag team championship match against the Body Donnas, but Horowitz and Montoya lost this title opportunity. On November 28, 1996, in a house show in West Midlands, England, UK, Barry Horowitz lost a match against the Executioner. This is Barry Horowitz, my friends, WWE legend, and in my opinion, because of his long career in the WWE, he deserves to be inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame. What do you think about that? Give me your opinion with the comments, and don't forget, like, share this video on social media, and subscribe, my friends, for more WWF Hasbro Legend of Wrestling video reviews. So long, everybody!